right, welcome back. The show is Your World, and today is Valentine's Day. That is why I am dressed in red, because hey, it is the day of love and we're spreading love out here on Your World. And we're coming to you from Karibu Inn, where, like we said, today they have a special package for you, and we'll be meeting the director and CEO in just a second, just to tell us what exactly do they have planned for you, Nampoa wako, okay? But just in case you're wondering, Winnie, Kwani, where are you at? Listen, this is the Kissing Bridge, okay, behind me, and there are padlocks over there. We'll see them in just a sec. But even as you come here, there are rules. Very, very simple rules. And it is the Karibu Inn Kissing Bridge, and these are the rules. Number 1, do not under kiss, okay? Number 3, strictly no pecking, okay? So hakuna chao ilikuwa, okay? And then number 4 is just do you on the bridge with your declarations of undying affection of your love is thrown away into the Karibu Lake to symbolize unbreakable love. Hashtag the Karibu Kissing Bridge. Now, come with me. Let's meet the director. He is, close to us to just tell us, first of all, why the Kissing Bridge, okay? And what do the love locks really symbolize? And, what more to expect on this particular day, all right? So just follow me. He is here. He's actually close to where the padlocks are, all right? And I am curious why. And I'm also curious to hear whether he has his own padlock, okay? Please stand over here so that you can speak to the people at home. And this is John Njoroge, Director, CEO, Karibu Inn. So thank you so much for making the time.
Asante sana. Thank you.
Now, let's first of all understand this day. What do you, as Karibu Inn, have planned for our people who are watching us at home?
Well, we have an amazing package that is available for them that includes a 5-course meal and also has dinner. Then each of the persons who shall be having dinner here will equally also get an opportunity to put their padlock in the most famous Karibu Inn Kissing Bridge. And it's here to celebrate love and to help people understand the concept of uniting and the concept of trying to bring love in a whole new way, in an amazing way that we find that they need to use it to celebrate. So Karibu Inn is a house of love, and we should take the opportunity to come and celebrate love with us.
Absolutely. And these are the padlocks over here. And I'm just curious, yako iko happy? Do you have yours here?
Yes, I do have mine.
Where is it?
Should be around them. I'm not sure where it is, but I do have mine here.
I want to believe
Yes. So what we do normally is that we encourage most of the couples to come together. Keys, you put a padlock here. If you come near, you'll see our dam here. It's quite a beautiful dam. So what we'll do is that once you put your padlock here, you put your names. I think there is someone I've seen that are branded. Like the one, she said yes. So this one was 15th of March.
Oh,
yes. So she said yes. And what
15th of March.
Yes. So this is early last year. And then what they do now after that is that they throw the key into the dam. So exactly once they throw the key into the dam, what we are telling them is that this is final. Unless you want to come, jump into the dam and find your padlock. Then no, you'll have to find many others.
Right?
But we want to make sure that you understand this is permanent.
I see.
And it's a concept that is embraced globally to try and demonstrate that love is permanent. Absolutely. And love is amazing. Absolutely. So people should embrace it. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I know we need to finish that because, again, we have the Exit Band who are entertaining us, today. So what is it that people should expect when they come here? I know there are cocktails. I know there's a glass or two of wine for the people who will be coming here. What about the menu? What is it that people,
So we have an expansive menu that includes beef, that includes steak, that includes different items in the menu. And what is most important is a glass of wine. And even a bottle of wine they would like to enjoy. And we have all sort of amazing wines that they could really enjoy. We have 65 rooms. We are a 5-star boutique hotel, so meaning that they will enjoy the best of classes there is in Nairobi. And the reason why we have this unique offering is because we are a small boutique hotel that will cater for your requirements. And being that we are a 5-star means that we'll offer you the very best there is to offer within the market. And I do not think there is anybody in this market that will match some of the things that we have prepared for you. So I think I really want to encourage anybody who is in love or who's pursuing love and who's keen on doing this, certainly come to Karibu Way. You will be amazed of some of the things that you will be having here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I also want to have my padlock here. Yeah, Apple. Mpoa wangu, where you at? All right. Now, like I said, we have the Exit Band entertaining us this morning here on Your World on this special Valentine edition. So let's cross over to them and hear what they have prepared for us. And then we'll come back with more conversation on the power of self-love. So Exit Band, over to you.
Yembele, 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 yembele. Atina sokeani kubambe sokeani kubusu amba karibia hani sokeani kubusu amba na hamba kuchego mama kuchego papa yei amba na hamba we mohana afro akirinya sagana usiniweke pembeni mama. Ingawa kuna wengi wazuri mami, ila nimekuchagua wewe. Afro wakirinya sagana, usiniweke pembeni mama. Ingawa kuna wengi wazuri mami, ila nimekuchagua wewe.
Nendola
mohana musupu mohana mwa na luno denje nda kunjira nendola mohana musupu mohana mwa atoto uvuenzi furio atoto Nasogeani kubambe sogeani kubusu amba karibia hani sogeani kubusu amba na hamba kuchego mama kuchego papa yei amba na hamba mohana sogeani kubambe sogeani kubusu amba karibia hani sogeani kubusu amba na hamba kuchego mama kuchego papa yei amba na hamba mohana
Stand by. The Exit Band, they're doing the most today, this morning, right here on Your World. And it is the day of love, the month of love, and we are spreading love right here on Your World. And we are talking about a very important conversation that all of us should actually be having and asking ourselves every single day, and that is on self-love. So on this Valentine's Day reflection, it's all about the power of self-love. And the question that we have for you is very simple. If your love life, Mahali Uko Sahi, was a song, what would it be and why? Once again, if your love life was a song, what would it be and why? Our socials are at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on X. And tag me as well at Lubembe_Winnie. I'm really, really curious to hear what you have to say. And even as I prepare to go through your feedback, Nangami is here. Nangami Masaka is a self-mastery coach, but I call her self-mastery queen because if you've come across her TikTok page, You know very well how she does not play. Nangam, it's so good to see
It's
you.
so good to have to be
with the
back, by
red.
way.
Happy
Yes,
Valentine's.
Yes, I had to represent.
You look amazing.
Thank you,
And
so
even
do
your
you.
face, you're glowing.
I've changed,
Girl.
right? Yes, it's all, I'm minding my business.
Hey.
It's moisturizing me.
What is
slowly,
happening?
And I'm drinking lots of water.
You look amazing. You look fantastic. And the
you.
conversation today,
Right.
self-mastery, self-love, you know? And even as we speak about love, I know you have a lot to say on the same. But we have our very own George Achoka. He is in town at Hilton Park, and guess what he's doing today? Okay, so he's giving out free hugs. So if you are in town, if you're heading to town, then please find yourself at Hilton Park and meet our very own George Achoka. He's actually on the road to win Guinness Book of Records in terms of the number of hugs, the highest number of hugs. So right about now it stands at around 9,000, but Achoka's goal is 15,000 hugs in 24 hours. And he started very early in the morning at 6 a.m. He was at Hilton Park, and he's spreading the love. He's giving out free hugs. So if you are in town, or if you're going to town at some point, please head to Hilton Park and get a free hug. Okay, so for the people who are like, okay, I'm single today, sipati hug, and all those things, Achoka is there. He's waiting for you to give you a free hug, and let's help him hit the road. And that is 50,000 hugs in 24 hours. Now, Nangami, self-love. I know we've talked about this, in the first part of the conversation, but let's get to really understand deeply.
Yes.
Self-love, because again, like I said with the previous panel, sometimes when we talk about self-love, it could be toxic, It could get to that level of toxicity where I don't need no person, I don't need no man, I don't need no woman, I don't need nobody. That we've become too selfish in the process of quote unquote, attaining self-love.
Yes.
So really, what is it?
Self-love, by the way, it is in the concept of self-mastery, because obviously, by the time you go towards the journey of self-mastery, usually you have a portion enough love on yourself for you to say that I do not want to be toxic to the world. So we usually say that change begins with you. Before you can change the world, you have to change yourself,
Yes,
because
yourself.
changing the world has to start with you changing yourself. So on the journey to self-mastery, which a lot of it would have to encompass self-love, with how you speak to yourself, with how you do things, with how you show up to the world, how you show up for yourself, how you take care of all aspects of you, your physical, your mental, your spiritual. Because, most of the time, we think that
You want to speak closer to your mic? Yes.
so we think, okay. So usually we think that, self-love is going to the spa and, taking care of yourself and going to some fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
That's the aesthetic bit of self-love.
All
Because
right.
self-love is very deep.
deeper than that.
Yes, it's deeper than that. And it's on a really holistic level. In fact, it's very spiritual.
Okay.
Because we understand that we come from God, and God is love and light. So you going to yourself, you finding yourself is you finding love. Then that means is you finding that pure form of love. That kind of love that is godly, that is unconditional, that doesn't hurt, doesn't discriminate. And obviously we know that love, because God works with others, he has always worked. Even when he was creating human beings, he said, let us. By the time he comes down to, to change the world, God doesn't come himself to change the world. He uses human beings.
Yes.
So it's also understanding that we also have to work together.
You brought up something else, self-mastery.
Yes.
What is that about? Like, how do I master self?
By the way, it is a journey that most people usually do not understand, but self-mastery is going within. You see, when we came into the world, we came into we came with a consciousness, because we are two-dimensional.
Okay.
And we know that you are spiritual and we're also physical. So we usually focus on the physical, especially when you talk about love, but we don't go to where it starts from, which is the spiritual aspects of us. So you cannot practice self-love or self-mastery by doing things in the external, because mastering the self is mastering you, knowing you to your core. Who are you? What do you like? What do you want? And therefore, it becomes very easy now for the world to accept you. By the way, the world has accepted me as I am.
It's so interesting when you say that, like, who are you? What do you like?
Yes.
When you ask people that, it's very easy for people to say, I am a sister, I am a cousin, I am a daughter, I am this, I am that. Like, we describe ourselves superficially.
Yes.
And what do I like? Oh, I like nice things in life. I like red. I like,
Yes.
So we describe these things superficially because we just throw it. We don't go deeper to really understand. Who am I? So how do I get there? How do I know that I have mastered self? I have attained that level where I can say self-mastery, check. Self-love, check. Self-care, check. Like, I love
myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, by the way, it's a good thing. By the way, I really love this question because now we are peeling the mask because we're not going right into it. Because usually I love when we start with peeling the mask, when we now beyond just scratching the surface. Because what you have to understand about self-mastery is when you go within, you find out, who am I? Because all of us, we know whose we are. I'm my parents, I belong to Allah, I belong to God, I belong to Buddha, I belong to the mountains, my ancestors. That usually is nice about knowing whose you are. But then again, do you know who you are? Because knowing who you are, by the way, has to go beyond the mind. Because you know the mind is a chatterbox. That is why most people can't even bring themselves to meditation, because usually you're all in your head. Yes, everything is going on in your head. Now, when you go to the purest form, which those who have now traveled on this journey will tell you, it's the journey of I am. Because usually people say, I'm tall, I'm dark, I am. But when you use the words I am, usually you're using the connotation of God. Because when God was asked, who are you? He couldn't put himself in a box. He couldn't say, I am God, I am Allah, I am this. He said, I am that I am. He's many things. So you apportion to him whatever you want to apportion, but he is who he is. Or it is what it is. Right. So that is who you are. Because now when you come to realize that, you realize that actually you're so many things. You're a mother, you're a daughter, you're a sister, you're a global citizen, you're so many things, you can't even be put in a box. And so transcending that and now going to the deeper levels of sitting with I am and realizing that you are the purest form of consciousness. And most people will never get there because usually it's the chatterbox, the mind is the one that is speaking. And you can only get there through the power of now. Still. That's why scripture says, be still and know I am God. Because it is in the stillness that you will know. And who are you? You are divinity personified. So you are a portion of God.
You know, I am mesmerized just listening to you talk because you've mastered that, haven't you?
Yes.
How did you get there? And I just want to understand a little bit of Nangami before this Nangami.
Yes.
Because, we have a lot of work to do.
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So how was Nangami before and how did you get here to the level where you say, you know what, I know who I am, and you're not afraid to actually say it?
Yes.
I watch your videos and I'm like, hey, Nangami, okay. You know?
Yes. Yeah. Basically, it came from... can I say rock bottom? Because, you know, when you've lost everything, usually you have to go to yourself. And sometimes, this is what I think. Sometimes God uses, or the universe rather, because now people are into the universe. They use hard or tough situations to pull the rug off of you, just so you can get off the noise. And usually, sometimes when people are in that situation, some can't handle it. So people go through depression, others take away their lives. But then again, the small portion, now take it as an opportunity to go and find out, what is it now? What here? From here, what next? Now, you know, when you've lost everything and everything has been taken away from you, you don't have friends, nobody's calling you, you get a lot of time with yourself. And in that moment when you're a lot with yourself and you are intentional, you seek. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? So the Nangami previously, by the way, the Nangama previously was very unruly. I hope nobody from my past comes back.
Hi, we need the tea.
Because dossier that is out there, I'm even scared myself for it to ever leak out, because I was very I was kind of scrupulous also, you know, in my dealings, in how I was just the typical person who hadn't mastered themselves, right? I was all over the place, I wasn't conscious.
That you can remember that up until point you're like, who was that girl? Because
first of all, it's Valentine's, so when it came to dating, I didn't know how to vet. I wasn't vetting people. I was just like, oh, he's into me, awesome. So let's do this. How are we doing this? You know, you don't get the time or take the time to vet people, and also understanding what am I bringing to the table? Because you see, this is a question that you usually get annoyed when someone asks us, but when you sit with yourself and ask, actually, what am I bringing to the table? Then I realized most of the time it came with insecurities. I had a difficult understanding of relationships, that and the third. And then also, I wasn't really particular, especially about commitment, understanding respect, the concept of respect, especially self-respect. I didn't understand those things. Disciplined in my life, like I was just moving through life, and I was also not mindful of what came from my mouth, and it was very easy. Like someone would make a joke, and we laugh about it. Because so nowadays I don't do that, or even, you know, apportioning things about myself. Oh my goodness, I'm so broke, I'm so poor, I can't afford this, and then I stopped when I now started working on myself, I said, it's not just words. I'm saying I can't afford to come to this place because this place is too expensive. I can't afford to get that phone. It's 100,000 Kenyan shillings. At least not now, but it's not something that now I'd apportion it and say I can't afford it. Because now I've come to realize that that's how I condition my subconscious mind to know. Because you see most people are into abundance right now. They want to manifest abundance.
Let me tell you,
manifesting, and then it's difficult because your subconscious mind is a lawyer.
Yes,
it comes back as a lawyer. Then it pulls off these receipts. So it tells you, by the way, remember you said you can't afford this phone. You said, so we are poor. What makes you think that we can afford? Then it becomes a conflict in your head.
Let me tell you. You know what, now that you mentioned that, because you hear now a lot of people, and we said this even during the first part and said, now a lot of people are like, love, that was not for me.
Yes.
That is not for me. Men are, women are, and so we tell ourselves these things that they become imprinted, in our souls and into our hearts and all those things. And we move around life like that. How detrimental is that? I know we need to go on a break in the next 1 minute. I do not want to rush you. Can you take the break and then we'll pick from there? All right. And the question that we're asking you is very simple. If your love life was a song, what would it be? And Nagabi, I'll also ask you. So Cliff Baragu on X says, if my love life was a song, it would be Haya mapenzi haya na wenyewe ndo sisi. All right, and Sylvia Ad says glory of love. Okay, and then I'm trying to see if I can get one more before we go on a break. Oops, lost it, but I will pick it up as we when we come back from the break. So again, if you have a question for Nagami in terms of self-mastery and self-love and how do you get there, feel free to also interact with us on our socials, and that is at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on X. Tag me as well at Lubembe_Winnie. Or if you want to celebrate your Mpoa, also do so because it's Valentine's Day, right? So we'll see you after the break. Stay with us. The show is Your World.
Tired of endless scrolling? Say goodbye to the chaos. Introducing the all-new Business Daily website. Experience seamless navigation. Immerse yourself in a world of more videos and more podcasts. Discover more with our enhanced homepages. Engage like never before with our interactive tools. Join us and elevate your reading experience today. Business Daily. More possibilities.
My name is Ribin Ondwari. I'm the Vice Chair of the Law Society of Kenya, Nairobi branch. The BD Legal Minds Golf Classic is one of those tournaments where lawyers come together to have a day of friendly golf. So why this is important for the legal profession is because law does not operate in a vacuum. Law operates within the context of a business society, and as lawyers, we really need to have enough avenues where we can interact with the different key stakeholders who then enable the legal profession to work. The different people from the financial institutions, people from the other entities that are supportive, and the key decision makers. Because if you know about Business Daily, this is one of the premier business publications which is actually read by the key decision makers in business. And as they say about golf, it's usually a platform where relationships are built and deals are made. So when you have these ingredients put together within a platform, then it's definitely going to be a successful day. Learned friends, I welcome you to the BD Legal Minds Golf Tournament on 28th of February at the Royal Nairobi Golf Club from 6:30 a.m. to the evening, where we'll have a day of golfing, a day of building relationships, striking deals, and eventually networking, and a good meal in the evening. Thank you.
Ulichokosa kwenye gumzo la Sato.
Mtoto wa mjombako unalazimishwa umsomeshe. Kwa nini wazazi wanafanya hivyo?
Society ndio wanakaa chini, wanaanza kukupangia maisha.
Ukimsomesha mtoto aje apate elimu vizuri, apate kazi, wacha kumlipisha.
Na Jumamosi.
Mimi naitwa Baba Jimmy na huyu ni Mama Chimi wangu. Baba Jimmy ananipenda, ananipigianga pizza, alafu pia ananipelekanga outing.
Sausage ndio hizi zimeiva. Mama Jimmy inakaaje?
Inakaa motora.
Kupendana kweli ni kitu mzuri.
Mzuri, ananipenda.
Kitako.
This Valentine's season, you and your loved ones deserve to cherish every moment and celebrate the love and connection you have grown since the day you laid eyes on each other. Join us for the Valentine's Expo 2025, a vibrant, a love-filled space where brands and love unite. Also, this is your grand chance to be a part of history as we host a Guinness World Record attempt for the most hugs in 24 hours. Don't miss the Valentine's Expo 2025. For more details, please reach out to the following.
Hustle is survival.
When a loved one's lost.
Catch these exciting shows only on Maisha Magic Plus on DSTV channel 163 and GoTV channel 3.
All right, welcome back. The show is Your World, and we are in the final minutes of the show. And if you're just joining us today, it's Valentine's Day, and the love is in the air, and we're spreading the love as well. And we've had bands, and we also have rappers here. They wanting to entertain us, okay? But before we get into more music and also more conversation with Nangami, I am here with, so we have, so to kind of like 3-4 sets of different people, okay? So we have the exit band, consists of, your name?
Javan.
All right, you have the mic?
Jova.
All right, and?
Mr. MK Official.
Mr. MK, hey, mi nakwambia majina zao. Haya, and then we also have?
AC Base.
And you have the mic?
Young Juju.
Young Juju, and? You have this one actually next to you. Okay.
Oh, so me now ni Fidel Red, the bouncing baby boy.
Hey.
Hiyo ni muhimu hiyo part.
The bouncing baby boy. Why? Tuanzie hapo. Why is it important?
See, because I'm a boy and I'm still bouncing. Bado jazeeka. Bado mdogo sana.
Bouncing baby boy. Fine. I'm going to ask you the same question I'm asking, people at home. If your love life was a song, wewe kwanza ni rapper, what would it be and why? And if you want to rap your life now.
Sasa ina love life yangu mbaya hata sijui song gani tu yani. Wewe, kuna mtu angekuwa anasikia song for real.
Wacha? It's that bad.
That bad.
Ai, wewe wacha. Rapper bouncing baby boy.
Sasa inalemewa sasa.
Kwa nini?
For the last like 3 years niko ka strict sasa hapa kwa. So bouncing baby boy ni huruma huku nje.
Wasichana, mnatesa bouncing baby boy. Okay, who wants to go? If your life was a song, what would it be? Go. Watu nyumbani watakuona kweli? Haya, songa pa kidogo hivi, tukuone, kamera ikuone. Na ukikataa mtu ujue na kuona. Go.
If my love life was a song.
Yes.
Play me this song, Bubu.
Hey, let me tell you.
You make me feel so good. Moyo wangu nadunda dudu.
Mapenzi wewe. Just like that. I like that. Hakuna mingi. Si useme hata happy Valentine's basi.
Valentine's to my wife.
Mbona utaki kusema jina?
Sema jina.
Sema jina.
kwani ni wangapi? Hey, okay, wacha tu wewe huyu atachoma, wacha tumwache. Huyu tumemwacha.
Moja tu.
Sema basi jina, sema happy Valentine's and that message.
Wife Esther.
Oh, happy Valentine's, Esther. Make sure you get the flowers. Okay. Mimi na chocha shauri yako. You have the mic. If your love life was a song, what would be?
Wangu. Nipe yoyote tu.
Well, you can't say yoyote tu.
Nime fall in love. Na nime fall in love na Mkikuyu. Na nime fall in love. Nime fall in love na Msapere. Na nime fall in love. Happy Valentine's, my love.
Oh my days. Wewe unaona hii maneno? Yako, what is your song?
My song.
Mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah, Valentine. So ungepiga tena hiyo rumba. Niliweki kidogo then nispike kitu fulani.
Haya mpe.
Oh, voyez. Quand je n'étais rien, et voilà aujourd'hui, yeah. Je suis le gardien des sommets de tes nuits, oh, oh. À la base, on était ennemis. Aujourd'hui, on cette vie. Madame Nanga Ponaye Kolo Nangaye.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
So, I remember one time I was a girl.
Yeah.
Nimekuwa na true love. So, hii sound ni feel kabisa.
Yeah.
Nikali so nimekumbuka.
Okay. So, basema 4 years ago na sahi?
For Valentine, but Valentine. Sahizi ni kali tu kimya.
Oh, yeah.
Nashukuru tu watu wa Valentine vizuri. But maybe me next Valentine
mtakuwa mtu. No, it's okay. Hata saizi vile uko peke yako. Celebrate. Si ndio?
Asiko peke yangu na mtu kichwani, hajakuwa moyoni. Mtu yuko kichwani, hajakuwa moyoni.
That's a good one. I seen a comeback, okay? And then you, utoroki story. Love life yako. What would it be? And very quickly, and then
my
you
love
look at the conversation again.
Yangu iko poa. I have a girlfriend nampenda sana.
Anaitwa nani?
Anaitwa Queenzel. My queen. Yeah, the song I wrote for her it was The One.
The One. Aya, tupe kitu. Kidogo tusikie.
This type of loving is not for nothing. I know you want me, you're all for me. So lucky to have somebody to call my love and to hug me. Napenda sana, mina kuwaza, tena kuyanza my sheri. Nataka sasa, nataka raida, hata Belinda nasikia wivu.
Belinda nasikia wivu kwa kule yuko, sindio? And last but not least, because we literally have to go to the conversation. Wewe na joke on the guitar, but you're not escaping this conversation. Your love life in a song, what would it be? Hakuna. Oh, that's beautiful too. Do you have a song for her? Uko poa. Okay, I see that. But again, it's beautiful because we're celebrating all types of loves today. So fantastic. I like that. I really like that. Okay, did you say yes? Oh no, wait, but ulisema hey, bouncing baby boy kidogo. Tusikie. Aya.
Madhali ni show, si fall in love utavunjika. Your stuff ni deep, lakini ujue chini utafika. The deeper you fall, the bigger the impact. Nukienda far enough, naeza dipoteza maisha. And I wish ningemsikia. For real, ningemsikia wala.
Where you guys? Thank you so much. was fantastic. We're enjoying the music and we're also, getting to know a little bit about you. That's fantastic. Asanteni sana for entertaining us. I know I'm tempted to ask, watu watawapata wapi very quickly because Nangami ako hapo wanatungoja, mimi haraka twende.
Ya kwangu watanipata SMS official. So you can write in French official. SMS official.
Yes. Wewe kwanza French na vile French is the most romantic. Ambia watu unawapenda.
Je t'aime, je vous aime beaucoup. Happy Valentine for everyone. So, bonne fête de Saint-Valentin à tout le monde. Tous mes fans du monde entier, je vous aime beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. I don't even know what that means. Okay, all right. Nyinyi Exit Band?
The Exit Band. Everywhere.
The Exit Band. Na vile mmetu entertain vizuri, you know where to find them.
Mimi mtanipata Jojo Moonchild all.
I see that. Very quickly.
Mimi Fidel Red, the bouncing baby boy. Kila place hivyo tu.
All right. Na mimi NTV, kila place vile iko. Okay. Nangami, I'm going to throw this to you. If your love life was a song, what would it be and why? Yes, go ahead, Nangami.
My name is Sexual Healing.
Nangami, should I even dare ask why?
Yeah,
should I ask?
No, don't ask.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Don't ask.
Okay.
I am growing into
you are
me.
I'm growing. Okay, so let me come to you so that. Thank you so much, guys. Mtatu entertain even as before we finish. Where Nangami ametupa kaboma hapo. All right. So, like we said, finding ourselves and from a place of being wounded to that place of self-mastery and all those things. How do we get there? How do we get there?
Self-mastery. And it's an intentional endeavor because you have to be very intentional about wanting to do right by yourself for yourself so that you can become a better version, obviously, to others, for those who are coming into your life. And so where you start is starting with the intentionality of perhaps I'm a mess right now and I need to do better, and I also need to vibrate at a totally different level where when you step into a room you just light it up and people are excited to see you, you illuminate the place because it's all about energy. There are certain people who whenever they step into a room there's some cringe. And it's because of the heaviness that is in your heart. Because people carry a lot of baggage. There's certain types of people who, when they sit with you down, it's just like they just have offload stuff. And it's just, they have one sad story after the other. Most people are sad.
Yes.
Most people are so sad.
And wounded and broken.
Yes. So anytime they open their mouths to speak, you get a sense that, hey, you need to do some work on yourself because clearly you're bleeding on all of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, so as we get into relationships, because again, it's the month of love, it's the day of love, and we all create that love and healthy love at that, right? But what we see out there, healthy love out here. There is, and there's some people who are in healthy relationships, healthy marriages, and they're thriving together. And there are other set of people who are like this is wanawake, wanaume, tutachukua tu ile inakuja. Okay?
Yes.
How detrimental is that to us? Like, you've not mastered self, and then you get into a relationship with a person who is not mastered self, or if they've mastered self, what is the detriment?
It's very chaotic, especially people who haven't mastered themselves. They just create chaos because clearly at an energy level you're still low vibrational, and we're just getting into the understanding of this information right now. It's like information that has always been there, ancient wisdom, only that it hasn't been to so many people. But because you're the creator of your own reality, apparently, you see, we have always been pegging our existence on something else. Like, oh, God intended that I am sitting next to Winnie. This is all me because I've done the work, and obviously you have seen me somewhere and you're like, we like to have you on the show. So me being here is not a coincidence. It is exactly what I have been doing. I've created this reality. And the same thing happens when it comes to relationships. You really have to be intentional, especially when it comes to your own relationships, and you have to understand that you're the one who's creating the environment for you to have something that thrives. And so it has to start from you, because usually you see there's so many people who are out here looking for love and they can't find love because they're not love. You don't look for love. It's like money. You see, you don't look for money. You create opportunities, then money comes where there is opportunity. And the same thing happens with love. So that is why most people have this void and space within them, hoping that people are going to find, come and feel it. And then when someone comes into your life, they're always wanting because they can't give you what you don't have yourself. Yes. So that is why you have to radiate it. You see, love is deposited in each and every one of us. So how love is structured is that whatever you are as the component of love is that which will come to you. And there are certain people who cannot understand the energy of love. You see, love is not good or bad. Love is an energy, and it can consume. The people who are obsessed now when it comes to love, such that when they are wronged, they take it out on the person who has wronged them, and that is why jilted love, Same concept of love. And there are certain people who they are so much in love that they detach. They understand the concept of detachment, such that if you decide to leave, they love you so much to allow you go. And there are those who, when they love, they are so obsessed by it that they can't let you go. Same love.
Concept,
yes, same love, but it has been used differently because it just is. You decide what to do with it depending on your state of consciousness.
I see.
Yes. So it starts from you.
That's deep, Ngabi. We're able to take us a second to digest that, all right? As I go through your feedback on the question, and that is, if your love life was a song, what would it be and why? Okay, someone is actually praying for others. This is Jay who says, Heavenly Father, please touch the body of the person reading this with their healing and peace. Touch their finances and open new doors. Bless my day with a follow. Hiya, follow that person. Benjamin Singani Kiberenge says, it will be I Still Believe by Mariah Carey, because I have been believing and I am still believing. Soon I'll be reunited with the person I love. I still believe someday you and me will find ourselves in love again. That song describes my love life. Oh, that's so beautiful. All right. Terry Munjua says, can't believe that I ever fool again. By Westlife. Yo, okay. And then, Eddie Moss, this is on Facebook still, says, when I see you smile, when I see you smile. Oh, love that song. All right. Chacha George says, story of my life by One Direction. What happened, Chacha? And then Rosemary Gatwiri says, I would compose my own song to explain everything. Wow. Okay. Wow. Elijah Y says, you sang to me by Mark Anthony. I just left things be the way it is, not forcing issues anymore. All right. Prince Omwenga says, Real Love by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Reason being, it's hard, very hard to find someone who truly loves you lately. Most of our ladies have turned into love tales. Yeah. Where? Aya, Mabia Dor says, Kingawi by Kativui. What is that song? It's that song? I have no idea. But I'm talking by Kativui. Hiya. Maigom Sally says, failure. And then I'm saying, hey, something kimbele. Can't even, yeah. All right. Willie Njoroge says, it would not be a song, but a musician. Kalamashaka. Hey, what it was? Hey, yeah, it's not a song, it's a musician, a specific person. But why? And then Ruth Masharia says, where did I go wrong? By UB40. I mean, your comments are where I'll go through them before we continue with the conversation. But Nangami, so for again, and we've talked about how do you get there, how to, and even stay there. Because, it's one thing to work and put in the work and finding self and staying true to self, but also sustaining that.
Yes.
Because I look at you and you are unafraid. You are confident.
Yes.
If you have embraced
because staying power has always been a problem for most people. But then again, it has to come from a place of intentionality. And then the contrast. Because I contrast the person that I am now after doing the work on myself vis-a-vis the person that I was previously. And then I know the implications. I know the consequences of falling back to my former self.
Yes.
And I know that I'll have to go through the journey again. And I know how excruciating it is.
It's not
so
fun.
I'd rather stick on this other side. And then it is about stepping into power. Because, at the end of the day, most of us seek power, but we don't know that we are seeking power. And it's not power over others, but power over self. Power over self. And then sitting in an environment where you know now that people get to a place where now they accept you for who you are, that you don't have to be anything other than who you are. That usually is so liberating that it just convinces you to keep on doing the work. In fact, I've gotten to a place where I'm just like, I don't think I'm doing enough. Let me seek more. Let me go on this journey again. There's something, because with every level, obviously, there's a new devil. So you realize, okay, I'm struggling in this. And then by the time I realize, you look, a year has passed and you have come so far that it becomes you become like a beacon now.
Yeah.
It becomes very easy for people for your light now to shine. And I think that is where the Creator expected each and every one of us to get, where you just become a beacon of light. You become the guiding. Actually, my company is called Guiding Ray.
Yes.
And when I started it in the beginning, I was like, just the guiding light, guiding like the ray of light, guiding ray. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I was onto something.
Right? And look at you now. Look at you now. So fine. So understand self, right?
Right. Yes.
And sustain self. Now, let's talk about self in in relationships.
Oh,
because sometimes we tend to forget self.
Yes.
You know, when we get into, like you said previously, Nangabi previously, Avi, the band comes and say, I like you, you like me, let's do this, and all those things that you didn't know self, and what you're doing in this relationship and what this relationship does to you. But now, clearly, you're a totally different person. So for someone who's like, okay, fine, so how do I get there? We've talked about it. How do I sustain it? We've talked about it. So can we talk about then self in a relationship? Because people tend to lose self and get attached to this other person and start behaving in a manner that's, getting different mannerisms and how they see life, as the other person would, so that they lose self. So then how do we still sustain that in relationships?
Because which now at least it acts back, because we've been doing, the step by step. Once you get into a relationship, because you did the work on yourself, you've got a sense of identity.
Okay.
So you have a sense of individuality. Even as you get into relationships. Now, because I'm a girl, I guess I can speak for girls, that most of the time when women get into relationships, they tend to forget the self, because now everything becomes about this thing, this relationship that I got into. So it's all about, relationships come from a place of service, that you have to serve one another. Jesus obviously preached on serving one another. But then again, there's a place where people now begin to overcompensate for that fear, because once you have not done the work on yourself and the wounds, you get into a relationship with fear of loss, so you overperform either to sustain it. And then there's also the inacceptance of the what is, because if you are yourself, you love, and you love without attachment, you know your sense of identity. It becomes easy when someone comes to you, they find you in almost your pure form. So no matter what they decide to do to you, whether good or bad, it does not affect you. It does not affect you in any way. So then it allows you in the relationship to love the person and still be fully present in it. Because most of the time people are not present in the relationship. There's always the anticipation. How many kids are we going to have? We just met. When are we going to marry? We just met. I don't date people. Calm down. Just relax. Just enjoy the time, be in the moment. Let me check your phone. Is someone texting you? Who did you speak to? So you're always anticipating and bringing these things into your reality, forgetting that the more where focus goes, energy flows. So where your focus is most of the time for relationship, especially when it is towards a person, like I'm so consumed and obsessed by you, if you're in a relationship, then that means that all my energy goes to you and nothing comes to me. Then I lose myself. And that spark that you saw, if you're a guy, that you saw in me, then loses. It's no longer there. So,
wow.
Hey.
Yes, it has to come from within. It really has to come from within, and don't lose that. Listen, we have to end the show, unfortunately, and I know it's Valentine's Day, and we wanna spread the love and all those things. What message would you have for people today, either in their journey towards self-mastering, or already they are in relationships and they're like, so then how do I stay here and stand here without losing who I am? And then we'll cross over to the Bantu Entertainers and bring this to a close.
So what I will advise, especially for those who want to go through the journey and they're in a relationship, I would advise do it together. Do it together, because as you grow, as you ascend, you begin to realize that if you're ascending alone, you leave your partner behind. They get to a place now you're not on the same frequency and the same vibration, so you start looking for it outside. So there will no longer be the sort of person that you've always been looking for, because remember, that's why people have different soulmates. You can't just have one soulmate. For as long as you're working on yourself, someone who's at your frequency, you will attract that person. So if you left your partner behind, they no longer become your type. And that is why most people don't understand why. I supported him, but you didn't do the work on yourself. Now he has the money, he leaves you behind. You're like, oh, what happened? No, he's on different frequency, a different vibration. The same thing happens to a woman. She's on a different level, different frequency. So she would want to be with people at the same frequency if you're left behind. So do it together.
I see that. Oh, Nangabi. Well, I wish we could stay here and talk because there's so much to unpack. But thank you so much for helping us really understand. Because honestly, that journey to self-mastery, sometimes it's scary because you have to go deep and face your demons and your wounds and your past, and all those things. But now we know. Now we have the tools. Now we're in a better place.
It gives you confidence. Right? The confidence that you have now, it's very contagious.
Yes. And what a way, as we celebrate this day, and that is Valentine's Day. So we're going to go join the band and enjoy the music. But just read a few of your comments on what you had to say as far as the question, and that is, if love life was a song, what would it be and why? Okay. So someone says, this is Juma Josephat says, You're Still the One by Shania Twain. Love that song. And then someone actually says, Tabia zangu zikiisha. This is Waithera Philip Mercy. Where? Okay. Wesley Quach says, running to you. Hey, happy Valentine's Day to this song. And then someone actually says, it feels good to love somebody when somebody loves you back. And this is Alicia Alice Yoon Min. Okay. And then there was actually Lydia Accord says, Kasongo Manaweo. That will be the song. Where? Interesting. Okay. And then someone says, I think I read this earlier on. Ruth Mashare, who said, Where Did I Go Wrong by UB40. And also Dennis Cascon, who says, I'm Walking Away by Craig David. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for staying with us up until this far. I hope that you're having an amazing Valentine's Day. If you are single, don't you worry. We talked about self-love today. So do something special for yourself. Enjoy the day. Love on yourself. All right. My name is Vinny Lubembe. On behalf of everybody who put together the show and ensure that it is a success, we say thank you, God bless, happy Valentine's, enjoy the Valentine's weekend as well. And Nangami, let's go have a good time, right, on this Valentine's Day. Do you have a specific song request that you want to put out to our band? Okay, you said sexual healing. We're not even going to go there. Okay, so over to you, the Exit Band.
Thank you so much.
Na mwanzo mapenzi siri ya wawili waliona ni tamu kwangu ni shubiri. Adamu na Hawa waliumbwa wawili, mie na upweke wangu na siko kamili.
Nami nimefika uhusiano wako na mimi sitaki, uniache na amani nitapata mwingine.
Nami nimefika tamati,
uhusiano wako na mimi sitaki, uniache kwa amani. Nina imani,
ninaomba unieleze, kama si leo basi lini nitaonja utamu wa penzi lako.
Ewe mpenzi nieleze,
kama si leo basi wapi nitaonja utamu wa penzi lako. Oyoyoyo, awoyoyo, 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 oyoyoyo, awoyoyo, 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 awoyoyo.
Akumpenda nilimpenda, hata wenzake walijua, penzi letu niliweka wazi kwa vile nilimpenda kwa dhati.
Na sasa nimebaki mpweke. Minaomba unieleze, kama si sasa basi wapi nitaonja utamu wa penzi lako. Nieleze basi wapi nitaonja utamu wa penzi lako.
Tunaqualify sisi kuingia kwa ibada.
Uko na vokoda.